Hello everyone, it's Andrea. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to put together a layout for you today and I'm going to show you what we're going to use. I'm going to then walk you through the photos and we'll put this layout together. I received this Painted Wishes kit from Stampin' Up. I ordered this, received it, and I just thought these florals were gorgeous. It is a kit that's supposed to make 3 different cards, and so altogether you get 3 of each of the 3, so 9 cards, 9 envelopes. It's a cute little kit. It was priced remarkably well. It comes in this adorable little box. Love this, that it's all self-contained. Now I love these cards, but I really want to make a layout out of it. That's always going to be my intention with this kit or a paper pumpkin kit, whichever kit that we get. So I just want to show you what's in here. First of all, I have some really pretty colored bling and some dimensionals. We have some double-sided tape, and then we've got some gold cord here, some gold, I'm going to call it like thread, but it's thick. It's a really quality product. And then they give you all of the sentiments that you'll need to make these cards in each language. So that's pretty nice. So we've got 3 different styles of that, 1 for each of the 3 cards, and you can pick your language. Then there are, the envelopes are down here. They're nice. They've got this nice design pattern. You get 3 of these beautiful bases here, solid colored, 3 of these. And then you get, just going through, you get 3 of these printed bases right here. I've already taken a set out because I started pre-planning this workshop, but I loved this. I figured this is something that we could definitely fussy cut out and make some accents. And then we have some green pieces. These are going to make a good photo mat for my layout. And then there's 2 different designer pieces. And once again, great for cutouts. So my plan is to, like I said, take 1/3 of this kit and work with it. I might bring in this textured floral stamp set. I just love this. Every thought of you makes me smile. It's got some good little flowers and good little textural pieces that I think might work on our layout if we need some filler. And then the last thing that I wanted to bring in was this paper here. This paper is one from our Country Lace, double-sided. It's designer series paper. And let me just show you what this looks like. I have these envelopes from Amazon. I can link these down below too. I've gotten questions about these a couple times, so I'll link that link. But it's got this beautiful lace pattern, some denim on the back. So you get 2 sheets of that. Hopefully if I lay this down, I'll go quicker. Here we go. We've got this beautiful, oh, it's a really subtle textured pattern. And then like a gray, kind of a stripy denim. And we've got this, almost a denim pattern. And the back is like a real true denim colored eyelet pattern. We've got textured gray, and the back is an eyelet in this neutral color. We have some polka dots here, and the back is this beautiful pattern. This is like, I just love this because the patterns are soft in these, and you're just going to get so much use out of these, whether you're making scrapbook pages or cards. I can just see each one of these being used. There's none that I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with that? They're gorgeous. So that is the plan. I'm going to bring in just that 1 sheet, I believe, right here, because this matches my paper. And I'm going to get cutting this paper. We'll come back and I will walk you through the changes that I made, and we'll put the layout together. I brought in my first card base, started making the cuts, and figured, you know what, it might be a really good idea if I showed you what I was planning and how to do this. Now, I wanted to use this pretty peach colored card base as a photo mat for my big 5x7 photo. So I decided to trim this down to 7.5 inches. So I cut off 1 inch right here. Okay, so we'll save that. We might make a banner piece or something. And then I put this on the 3/4 of an inch line, and I just made a slit. I'm going to rotate it, go to the 3/4 inch mark again, and I'm going to come up here. This is 7.5 inches, so I'm going to come down about 3/4 of an inch. and then slice. Again, put this on the 3/4 of an inch. This is going to be 5.5 inches, so somewhere around 4 3/4 tall. So basically, I'm just making a cut all around this. You don't have to be exact. Even if you have a little crisscross like I have here in the corner, this is going to be covered. Now, this is going to give me the opportunity that I can then make this into a photo mat, an additional photo mat. So I'm going to trim this down. So I need 4 1/4. So let's trim that. And then we need 3 1/4. That's what I'm trying to say. So we now have a photo mat that is appropriately sized for a 3x4 photo. And yes, there's a little line here, but I don't think it's going to matter. So I'm just going to bring in a photo and I'll show you what I mean. You're never going to see that little line. And now I have the perfect little photo mat. So I needed that additional piece. And when we go to build the layout, you'll see why, because I had 4 3x4 photo mats and I didn't have enough. So I had to sneak one out of the center of that big photo mat. And you're never going to miss it because this is going to be covered by a great big photo. I have now brought in another card base, and we're going to make more photo mats. So for this one, I am turning it so that it is 8.5 inches tall. And I put this on the 3 1/4 inch line, and we're going to cut that. And we have this extra piece here too. And now, right on that fold line, that score line, we're going to cut right through the middle, because now we'll have 2 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 photo mats. So now I have 3 of my photo mats that are the same size. And then the last one that I have to bring in is just that bright green one. And this one's going to be a simple trim down as well. So this one we're just going to do 4 1/4. Just making a little pile up here. And we're going to do 3 1/4. Like so. So now I have 4 photo mats for my 4 3x4 photos. And I have cut up our country lace paper. I literally cut it just into down the middle. So I have 2 6x12 inch pieces. And I think that this is the arrangement I want it on the left side, up and down vertically. And then I want it horizontally at the bottom of the right page. So let's just glue that down really quick. We have kept the cuts really easy. They're now adhered down, and I just want to add just a little bit of detail. You guys might have seen my tea house layout that I did, and I used the Kuretake, I think I'm saying that right, metallic watercolor that I bought off of Amazon. I can put that link down below in this video's description if you'd like. And I just want to add a little bit of splatter with this. So I'm going to a little bit of water. And I'm going to actually go with this really, really deep gold here. And I just want to add a little bit of splatter up and down this side. And then I want to do the same over here. Just gives me a little bit of something here. And I like the way that that looks. The next thing that I want to do is to show you. Remember that card base that we cut for a photo mat? Well, I had a good 2 inch piece left, so I cut it up, and I now have 4 1/2 inch strips. And my plan is to adhere this, just to create a bit of a decorative edge up and down this layout here, right next to the country lace patterned double-sided paper here. So we have that, and then I'm just going to run another piece. Let's see, I guess I will just run it right up against it and then trim it off. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to run some adhesive down this. I'm going to actually just put it right down the page itself this time. And we are just going to stick these pieces right here. We had these little extras, so I figured why not just incorporate them into the layout. And honestly, we needed a little contrast between the white and the patterned paper. So we'll give that a little trim right here as well. So I still have a couple little pieces here if I need to do more banners. And I think that we can start building this layout. Let's bring in our photos. The first photo that I matted on the big piece of a card base, probably going to go right about here. And then I have another photo of us. Now, the girls and I met at the Vancouver airport for our little creative design team trip. And Janice and I had flown in the night ahead. I'll show you some of those photos on the second page. But when we all got together, we met up, and I'm going to lift this photo up. We decided to take a photo by the YVR, which is, you know, the airport code for Vancouver, Canada. And so we decided to, you know, just do a little photo shoot in the airport. And I think that these colors in this layout with the cherry blossoms, they're going to complement these photos beautifully. So I have this one that we mounted onto that card base that we gutted for the smaller photo mat, and I think that's going to go about there. This photo, I didn't really have anything, a photo mat that was suitable, so I'm going to actually use the card bases, which I know is a little bit, you know, unusual, but we're going to just trim off the edges here. Just going to carefully bring in my Versamat and lay it down gently here on top. And my idea is to make this so we have a 4 1/4 inch tall envelope. And so we need a 6 1/4 inch wide base. So we're going to just adhere this down. Okay, so we've matted up that photo on the 2 envelopes. I do like how that turned out. So let's go ahead and see how this side is going to come together. The next thing that I did was I decided to use this plain botanical background, and I put one of the card sentiments on it. I just popped that up just lightly. I want to adhere this to the front of the envelope. So we're going to actually just close up this envelope with some adhesive. And I'm not even bothering to figure out how big this is. I'm just centering from top to bottom and left to right. I don't want to be cutting into this envelope right now. But that makes this a little bit bigger. And so it's going to cover up Katie's feet a tiny bit in that photo. And I don't know if I love that. So let's see if we do this. Sorry, Katie. I think your feet have to be covered in this layout. So that's going to be my arrangement. I think I'm going to actually pop this up as well with some dimensional tape. I'm going to line this up right here with the bottom of this photo. I just want a line that feels like it's continuous on this page. And then we're going to just start working on this page. The girls and I all flew in, like I said, to Vancouver to be together. And Janice was coming from Australia. I was coming from the East Coast of the US. We didn't have flights that would land, you know, in the middle of the day, let's say 2 o'clock in Vancouver, Canada. It was just impossible to get that. And that's when everybody was gathering so we could all drive back to our home that we rented together. So Janice and I flew in the night before. And so I have some photos of us. Let's just see how this is going to go. So I have 4 photos of Janice and I in the airport. It was so weird to be there like a whole night ahead of everybody else. It was so, yeah, the airport was empty. It was just kind of a little bit strange, but you know, it was fun. This is the placement that I ultimately decided on. And I wanted to point out one thing. I have the 2 photo mats here that we cut out of our card base, the solid card base, and then I've got the peach one that I cut out of the center of here. And then we also had that one green photo mat, and I had plans on mounting this photo to it, but honestly that green was just too bright for my photos. As you can see here, I realized that this green is in touches around the elements here, but this one in particular was just too much for this layout. So I opted to get rid of that, just set that aside, and I used another one of the envelopes that I trimmed down to be 4 1/4 inches wide and 3 1/4 inches tall, and it made the perfect photo mat. So I wanted to kind of put that, I didn't want the white to be on the white, so I had to play with the photo arrangement. So there were a few things going on here. I did not want this peachy photo mat next to this one. I wanted them separate. I did not want the 2 YVR airport codes next to each other. That just didn't make sense to me either. And so I felt like this was the best arrangement. This kind of mimics this, but it's okay. I've got the solid white part on our Country Lace patterned cardstock. So that was a good place. It was good because the white pops off of that. If I put the white up here, it would have gotten lost. So that's why I ultimately decided on that photo arrangement. I know it's silly that I'm talking you through this, but I just wanted you to know what I thought, why I'm creating the balance. So we've got the balance of the turquoise 1, 2, 3 here. And then we've got, or that deep blue, I should say. It's almost like our Close to My Heart peacock color. And I've got to learn these Stampin' Up colors, I'm telling you. So we have those 3 in a triangle. And then we have the peach not next to each other. And then the actual photo elements that are alike are kinds of split up. So here's where I want to go with the next steps. I am going to take these 2 pieces. So we have a card base and then just one of the card front pieces. And I'm going to just fussy cut around each of these. And I'm not going to be very particular, but you know, I'm going to go leave a little bit of a white border and just go around all of these. And then we're going to just use these as design elements. So I'm not going to bore you by doing this all on camera, but I just wanted to show you how I'm going to accomplish this. It's just by, you know, cutting the paper, trimming around all these little elements. Okay. So I will have these, and then those will make really good corner elements to kind of frame out this layout. So maybe one down here and one up here. That's probably where we're going. Then we'll have a set of leaves and another great big rose cluster. You can probably anticipate that what's going to happen is this is going to make an appearance somewhere on this layout as well. We'll see where it ends up going. Maybe this one will go up here, and the larger one will go down here. I'm not quite sure. We'll play with it once we get it all cut out. The other thing that I wanted to show you, and I'm just going to lift this up. Once I punched out the one title that I wanted here, or the one sentiment, I was left with 3 others. And so what I did was I created little pieces like so. And this one right here, the French one, seemed to be the widest with the sentiments. So what I did was I lined that up on my paper trimmer, and I'll show you how I did it. I decided I needed to figure out where I could lay this down so that I cut off the words evenly. And so it looks like if I put both points at the 3/4 inch mark and then cut, I had cut away this little piece here, and I could actually probably even trim this if I wanted to. I could put this on, you know, the 1/2 inch line and create another little piece. I'm not so sure yet, but in any case, I wanted to show you with one of the remaining ones. We're going to use these little pieces. We're not going to let this beautiful gold embossing go to waste. So I am lining up the points, like I said, on the 3/4 inch mark down here and up here. And I'm going to put this down. I'm going to hold on tight. And I'm just going to make a slit. So I'm going to use these. So you'll see me. I'm going to do it with the remaining 2. So we've got 6 design elements right here. And like I said, if I wanted to, I could definitely go ahead and put this. I'm just going to put I'm going to do that to 3/4 inch too. Let's see what happens. We might as well try to get as much as we can out of this kit. So even if we just get a few of these at 3/4 inch, look at, so now we've got even more. So I am going to waste nothing on this kit. We're going to use every bit for design elements. I have all of our pieces fussy cut, and I have put some foam dimensionals on the back, and we're going to just place these around the layout. The first one is this beautiful, I'm going to call them cabbage roses. I love the way this looks, and I know that I want to put this up here like so. I don't want to cover Katie. I want her to show. Then I also have a few other pieces. Let's see where we want to put these. I think we're going to put another one up here in the corner. And then this one is going to go down here, I believe. I like that arrangement. So let's see what happens if we just stick this one down here. Pretty. Now we have our 3 clusters. I like that. We have this little piece here too. This one, I'm just going to run a little bit of adhesive on it, and then we're going to just tuck that one up in here. I think that this isn't going to be, it's not another flower cluster because clearly there is no pink. So these are still our 3 clusters. They are popped up. They've got a lot of dimension. This is just going to be like a kind of an extension of this envelope that I used. It needs a little something to ground it, but it's not one of our clusters. Then I have all of these long pieces here, and I really thought about where to put them. I tried just placing them here and up and down this long side, and I didn't like that. So I think we're going to put 4 across here on the bottom, and then we're going to just put 2 across here. And I think that that will be a really good look for this layout. So let's put this into fast forward as I glue all of these pieces down. Now we've got our little gold accents down here. I think that's really sweet. It's not taking away from the rest of the layout. I think here and here, it just became too much over here. It didn't feel balanced. So I like having the 4 across the bottom here and the 2 over here. We still have all those little pieces. They might also fit into our layout. I'm going to bring in the textured floral, and we're going to pull out with a grateful heart, because I'm so grateful for these girls that I have, my design team in my life. The things that we have just reached like heights together. I don't know, have you ever had just a group of women in your life that are just, these girls, they just challenge me so much each and every day to become a better artist, a better me in general. And I just am so thankful to have them. And so with the grateful heart, I'm just so grateful that we were able to meet up together in Vancouver and spend this time together. I'm bringing in my old peacock ink from Close to My Heart, and I have put a piece of foam underneath here. This is just a piece from our old stamp set, and I just want to put this right, just stamp a little sentiment right there, right above that photo, like that. I really think that is just, it's sweet, it's cute. And then the next thing that I want to do is just bring in these little textured dots here. Do this in like a peachy color. So I brought in my peach ink from Close to My Heart. And we're just going to give this just a little bit of texture. It's going to kind of come out here. Just deciding which way I want it. Make sure I have the foam underneath, and let's just, it's just, it feels like then we are moving this very graphic cluster of florals, and we're just running them out onto our layout. So it's just making them kind of move more, making your eye move more with them. And I'm going to just see if I can't sneak up this photo mat just a bit and tuck this in. I like when they're not all together. Maybe one more down here. That kind of just gives it a place to ground your eye. And I think that we'll probably put one over here as well. So I'm just going to put this back. I had not adhered all the foam tape down because I knew I wanted to just add a little bit here and there. Isn't that pretty? I just think it really just gives this something. Now I could stamp up here. I mean, let's just see what happens if we put a little bit more texture up here. It's kind of tone on tone, but it is pretty as well. Your eye's not really going to notice it. I mean, it's going to be just barely there, but I think it's pretty to just kind of add it nonetheless. So let's bring our layout in. I'm going to have some room now to journal. So I will just put some strips of cardstock down here, and we'll have some journaling spots. And now I have those 6 little pointy pieces as well. And I want to just add a couple of those. Let's just see how they look if we add them. I have gone ahead and glued down our little gold elements. I think that by putting 2 here and 3 here, we've got another uneven amount, which is great for your eye. It's very pleasing. And I have brought in the package of bling. They feel like sequins. They don't have a hole in the middle like most sequins would, but I'm just going to limit myself to one strip. This way I have enough to do those cards if I want, but one strip of these is going to be plenty because we have, I guess, about 9 pieces of bling then again. And so we get 3 clusters of 3. And so we're going to go with the natural clusters that we have here with the flowers. And there we have it. We have a completed layout. So we have 3 clusters of bling, 3 flower clusters. I'm going to, like I said, add journaling down here. That's why I left some room, but I think it's well balanced. Let me just pick up each page so that you can see in detail. So this isn't bad for 1/3 of a card kit, a really inexpensive card kit, 2 pieces of white cardstock, and then 1 sheet of this beautiful country lace. And there's several patterns in here that would work if you didn't want to go with this peachy color. I mean, you could pick up one of the more neutrals if you wanted to kind of make it a little more subdued, but I loved this eyelid pattern that we have here. I think popping up the 3 floral clusters really, really brought this layout a lot of dimension that it needed. I love the way that it picked up the cherry blossoms in the back. I know cherry blossoms aren't quite these big roses, but that's okay. I love using the envelope to create a sentiment title area. I think that worked well. And these little gold pieces, I mean, come on. They are just too beautiful to have wasted. So I'm so happy we incorporated them. Pick up this page as well. I do love the way that I think you can see the gold flecks from our Kirtaki paints here. And then we put the texture from that stamp set along with a little sentiment. I just think the whole thing came together so beautifully once again. I'm in love with these Stampin' Up card kits. They are just so cute. Stampin' Up has outdone themselves with these kits, especially when you can use them to turn into beautiful memory keeping layouts like this. So if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. This way you will not miss out on any of my future projects. Thanks for watching and have a creative day.